What would actually happen if you touched uranium? Most people hear the word uranium and immediately think of nuclear bombs, radiation, and instant death. But the reality is a bit more complicated, and in some ways even more surprising than you think. Today, we're going to break down exactly what uranium is, how dangerous it really is, and what would actually happen if a human came into direct contact with it. First, let's understand what uranium actually is. Uranium is a naturally occurring element found in rocks all over the Earth. It's heavy, dense, and slightly radioactive. In fact, it's one of the key materials used in nuclear power and nuclear weapons. But here's something most people don't realize. Not all uranium is the same. The uranium used in nuclear bombs or reactors is usually enriched uranium, meaning it has been processed to increase the concentration of a specific isotope, uranium-235. That's the highly reactive version. But natural uranium is much less radioactive, and that difference matters a lot. So what happens if you actually touch it? Surprisingly, if you briefly touch a solid piece of natural uranium with your bare hand, nothing dramatic happens. That's because uranium primarily emits alpha radiation, which cannot penetrate your skin. In fact, your outer layer of dead skin cells acts as a natural shield. You can hold a small piece for a short time and not feel anything at all. But that's where the safe part ends. Because uranium has another danger, and this one is much less obvious. Uranium is toxic, not just radioactive, but chemically toxic, like a heavy metal. Think of it a bit like how lead or mercury are toxic to humans. If uranium enters your body through inhalation, ingestion, or a wound, it becomes far more dangerous. Inside your body, uranium can damage your kidneys, interfere with cell function, and over time increase the risk of cancer due to radiation exposure. So while touching it might not do much, getting it inside your body is a completely different thing. Let's take this a step further. What if you held uranium in your hand for a long time? Even though alpha radiation can't penetrate your skin easily, prolonged exposure is a bad idea. Small amounts of radiation can still affect the surface of your skin. Over time, this could potentially lead to irritation or damage. But more importantly, uranium slowly decays. That means it continuously releases radiation in tiny particles. Those particles can become atomic dust, and you accidentally inhale them. That's when things get serious, because now the radiation is inside your lungs. There's no protection. Your cells are directly exposed. Now let's compare uranium to something else. People often assume uranium is the most dangerous radioactive material, but it's actually not. Elements like polonium are far more radioactive and dangerous in small quantities. Uranium is relatively mild in comparison with other radioactive elements. That's why it can be handled safely in controlled environments with proper precautions. But less dangerous doesn't mean harmless. So why does any of this matter? Because uranium isn't just some rare exotic substance locked away in secret labs. It exists in small amounts in nature. It's used in energy production, and it plays a huge role in modern science and global politics. Understanding how it works and how it affects the human body helps us better understand the risks and benefits of nuclear technology. It also shows us something important about danger. Not all dangerous things are immediately obvious. Some of them only become dangerous under the right conditions. If you want to explore more topics like this, make sure to subscribe.